Arena of IFIM College and your host for the evening. Let me take this opportunity to thank you all for dedicating your precious time. I'm so happy to welcome you all to this public lecture series being conducted by IFIM College, Bangalore. Today we have the last session of the public lecture series, the evening. We start with the session on marketing at Metaverse New Arena for Business Professionals. A trending discussion will be described for an hour, which we will help you to understand better. Now, I take this privilege to introduce you to the speaker of the evening, Professor Rahul Nigam is an assistant professor and personality enhancement program trainer at IFIM College, Bangalore. He has an experience of more than 9 years working with hospitality, events, media, IT, and education sector. NPL professional, timeline therapist, counselor, and a strong training professional with a master's in business administration focused in marketing and HR. He has completed his graduation in hotel management and diploma in event management, public relations, and French language. He is one of most beloved professors at IFIM College. Here, before we start with the session, let me lay down some golden rules. Your camera and mics are off. You can use the chat box for communicating to us. You can drop your questions in the chat box during the session. We'll have the Q&A session at the end and where your queries will be answered. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Nida. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Hi, good evening, everyone. It's a privilege for me to address you all on this very interesting topic, that is metaverse, and especially when it comes to marketing, how marketing and metaverse we can correlate, and what are the opportunities which can be created out of these things. So thank you so much for joining in. Just allow me to share my screen just a second. I hope my screen is visible. Nida, if you can just confirm me once.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much. All right, very good evening to all of you once again, and I welcome you all on behalf of IFIM College and especially the Department of Management. We are here to support you, help you in to make you understand what are the things which are trending these days and how you can get a benefit out of it, and what are the things which are actually needed for the professionals, for the young professionals at this point of time. So it's a very interesting topic, as it suggests, metaverse. It's already a new arena for the business professional. So I'll be simply taking you through with, I'll take you through the agenda of the meeting first of all. So I'll start with a basic introduction about what the metaverse is all about. Then the most important thing for us, that is what is in for us, why it is important, why it has been talk of the town, what are the things which are involved in this and which is making this particular thing a boom. Then there are 7 layers of metaverse I will take you through with. Something related to the technology, something related to the dynamics which are involved in this. So we'll quickly take a turn about on that particular note. And then importantly, marketing in metaverse. What are the opportunities which are available for us? What are the opportunities which can be grabbed, which can be created out of the metaverse for the marketing professionals, not just for marketing professionals, in fact, any type of business professional. If you've been into HR, if you've been into finance, there are a lot of opportunities, because here today we will be talking about technology. And when we talk about technology, of course, there's a wide scope of learning. There's a wide scope of growth opportunities. So yes, the whole presentation will be all about that. Then some basic challenges, what can be faced out of metaverse for metaverse. And lastly, we'll have a quick question and answer round. I hope there will be a lot of things which I will be covering in this particular presentation, so that there should not be a lot of questions, but still, if there will be any, I will be happy to answer them all. Okay. So to begin with, I would like to quote 4 beautiful words of Sanskrit that says "Yad bhavam tad bhavati," which simply means as you feel, so shall it happen. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, it simply happens. So that's what I think was there in the mind of Neil Stephenson. He's an author basically he was the first person who introduced this word called metaverse in his novel back in 1992. So we never know what was supposed to happen. He had no idea that this will come this forward. There was no social media, there was no Facebook, Instagram, nothing at that point of time. But still, this gentleman, Mr. Neil, he had this thing in his mind that there could be something which could be beyond this universe. And that's what this word means. Meta means beyond, and verse is just they have just taken it from the universe. So this is something beyond the universe. So we'll be talking about something. This is like a different universe you can talk about. And yes, it is just like a virtual reality in which individuals like you and me, we can simply communicate and transact with each other. There could be a lot of things which we can do. There will be avatars which can be created out of you, and then those avatars can interact with each other in a virtual space. Interestingly, in a virtual space, you can buy lands over there. You can buy a lot of gadgets over there. Then recently, I was just going through with some research of this particular topic, and I just find out something very interesting, that a person bought around like 3 lakhs of bags online on metaverse. Now I'll explain you how you can do that and why it has been so-called thing. So definitely we'll discuss that in the upcoming session, in this upcoming presentation. Okay, so it's basically a virtual reality as what I mentioned, and this is like just like any digital experience on the internet, which should be persistent, immersive, and most importantly, 3-dimensional. So it's just like there will be a different world where you will be existing in an avatar. Instead of yourself, there will be an avatar which will be representing you, where you can sense things, where you can smell things, when you can feel, you can touch things. And most importantly, yes, of course, you can see around the things. And yes, this is one of the very most talk of the town. This is like everywhere people have been talking about this, especially when it comes to if we talk about the software industry, especially Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, everyone have now started to invest, or they have already started, or they are about to start investing in metaverse. You can simply work, you can socialize, you can trade, as well as you can play. So this is play why I've been focusing more on the play part. Why? Because initially during I don't know if you guys can relate, there was this game which was launched years back, that was Pokemon Go. I don't know how many of you have been gone through with that, but yes, that was a game which actually got a lot of boom in this particular thing, where there was some sort of augmented reality, that is AR to be specific, that is which was introduced in such type of games, where people can actually interact, or they can actually be in, at the same time they can be in the real world as well as in the virtual world. So that was the one of the first game which introduced such things. And yes, nowadays there are so many different companies, they have already started investing, or maybe soon they have full plans to invest in metaverse. Okay, so this is what an avatar looks like. I don't know how many of you can guess this avatar, who this person is particularly. I'm sure a lot of you can simply understand who this particular person's avatar is. If you know the person, if you can identify which avatar it is, please mention in the chat box so that I can get the understanding that yes, you found it right. This is something very easy, I guess. All right, we have a lot of chats already. Perfect. Yeah, yes. I'm so happy that I have a educated audience for me, so they know. So they already know what we are talking about. That's good. Okay, so that was Mark Zuckerberg. Absolutely correct. That was the avatar of Mark Zuckerberg, which was being introduced recently. Again, when Facebook renamed themselves as Meta, not Metaverse, it's Meta, and it's not just Facebook who renamed themselves. It's the parent company which owns Twitter, WhatsApp, and Facebook. They renamed themselves as Meta now. So all these products, all these services, which is Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, they all are products of Meta, which is a parent company. So this is what the virtual world looks like. I find it quite interesting, especially these pictures. I find these pictures very attractive when it comes to the colors, when it comes to the characters. In fact, you can choose whatever you feel like wearing. You can go on to places. Now, what you're seeing in the screen on the screen right now, there are two different images. I'll first talk about the one on the top. That is more like an art gallery. So now this is interesting for the people who are interested in art, for the people who are interested in sharing their art. So this could be a very good opportunity for all of those people who can simply just identify, or they can simply identify the places where they can actually exhibit their art, that too virtually, where it's not just about 2 or 3 people, or it's not just about 30 or 40 people. N number of people can be part of that particular exhibition and take part, and as well as appreciate or trade. So this is again something very interesting. Now I'll come to the second picture, that is about thought. This doesn't look more like a corporate or a professional thing, but yes, this is a corporate meeting going on where there are people who are discussing about something. There are different avatars. Now these are the different characters which are available in the office, which are there in your office. So these people, while just sitting at their home, they'll be just wearing a VR gadget, and just by using that particular gadget, they will be in this particular world where they will be communicating with each other. As you can see in the picture, they can exhibit their ideas, they can present something on presentations on the screens. So these are the things which can actually change, which we can call as game changer for the upcoming world, for the upcoming time, for the upcoming generation, I would say. Okay, so what's in for us? Just a second. So there's a lot for us, I would say, but to begin with, there is one thing that I would like to quote, that instead of using the internet, you'll be inside it this time. So for now, what used to happen, that you used to use internet, but at this point of time, once metaverse will be on floor, like full-fledged on the floor, you will be inside it. Instead of using it, you will be inside it. Now, how? Let's talk about some different examples of that. First, I would talk about the virtual workplace, because work comes first. So virtual workplace, if I talk about those places where I think this would have been the best thing if it would have been happen during the COVID period, because post-COVID, a lot of things have simply moved on to the online world, for the online platform. Instead of having the physical lectures, instead of having the physical meetings, everyone is going through the virtual settings. So yes, for that, this could have been the best. This could have been a boon for such people who are from different countries, maybe, or different locations, and they want to interact to each other. Maybe this could be related to some business or some other opportunities. In that case, yes, virtual workplace can be a real hit for when it comes to metaverse, because there you can communicate with each other, you can meet, you can arrange meetings, you can do presentations over there. So yes, there's a lot to be grabbed by them. Then comes the immersive learning. Now, I would say, being an educator, I would definitely say this thing, that immersive learning is actually the need of the hour, because nowadays I believe students are so smart because of definitely the things which we are talking about, the topic, the internet, everything. The students are so smart that they actually believe that if they can feel, if they can realize what actually the teacher is talking about, if they can feel that thing, if they can get a practical exposure at the same time while they are while they are in the classroom, I think there could be nothing less than that. So yes, immersive learning can also be a very good sign for for us. Then comes the mapping part. Again, as you all know, with the help of GPS on all, we can simply identify where the person is. Now, with the help of this, we will be identifying it in a much more effective way. Entertainment. Now, I don't know if how many of you can answer this. Again, there is another question for all of you. There is this one rock star, I would say. There is this one star from Hollywood who recently she conducted a live show on metaverse. I don't know how many of you can answer this question. Again, a very easy, I would say, a tricky one, or maybe. But yes, there is this one person who recently performed live over a metaverse platform. Instead of going on a real stage, she performed it on a metaverse. All right, you can think about it, and again, you can mention it in the chat box. So yes, entertainment could be another thing. 3D is like very popular these days, and in fact, when people like for an example, I'll explain what happened with this particular rock star. What she actually did. What she simply did. She sold passes for this particular concert, and after that, there were people who were listening to her live, but through her avatar. Again, the same avatar which I have shared, I've explained to you about Mark Zuckerberg. Somehow like that, that avatar was coming in that particular video, and the people were listening to that particular singer live. So again, this could be another very interesting thing to look forward to. Okay, we have an answer. I'll look after to that later on. Then comes the shopping part. Oh no, I'm sorry, I missed out the gaming part. Or let's discuss the gaming in the end. Right, we'll discuss the gaming in the end. Shopping, yes, of course. Now, what else we can ask for? That we can simply try on different things. We can simply, like Lenskart recently, they simply just change the frames so that you can check which one is the perfect one, or maybe which one is suiting you better. Same way, you can actually go on try different clothes in virtual mode, where you can actually see how exactly you're looking in that particular dress. So yes, again, that could be another very interesting thing, I would say, because I believe this is the most common and need of the hour. I would say that there are a lot of trials which used to happen until unless we are not sure about what to buy. So it saves a lot of time. You can simply just by one click, you can simply decide that whether this is looking good on you or not. Travel. This is my favorite part. That is travel. That you do not have to roam around in the flights to travel around the world. You can simply wear on your glasses, and you can simply be in any place where you feel like. Like for an example, if you want to walk down on the streets of Paris, you just have to just wear on your glasses, and there you go. You will be able to feel. You will be able to experience the whole scenes and all those things. Of course, this will take a bit of time, but yes, all these things will happen very soon. Then come the fitness, something not of my thing, but still, yes, something very important for all of us. Being fit is, I believe, is one of the most important thing a person should believe in. That your fitness starts with your mental fitness. So you have to be fit with your mind as well as with your body. So if you don't do anything, please go for some good exercises for that. Now, coming back to the topic, that is fitness. So there could be a lot of applications. There could be a lot of platforms where they will be giving you live trainers, where they can simply identify and they can simply check that whether you're performing well or not. So you do not have to hit the gym, or you do not have to wait for your trainer now onwards. You can simply, by just being at home, you can do all these things. Virtual real estate. Now, this is again something very, I would say, shocking and surprising, because people are actually buying spaces out there on virtual world. This is again something very interesting, but I would say for me it was a bit shocking. It was a shocker for me initially, that how can people can pay money like the same thing. Why a person can buy a virtual bag which is of no use. He cannot use it in real world, but still some person have bought it for 3 lakhs rupees, a Gucci bag. They prefer doing that. There are people who are into that, but maybe in the near future this could be the thing, because at this point of time it may be a shocker for us, but maybe in the later onwards, in the later hours, this could be very interesting and this could be very important as well. So yes, virtual real estate is another different thing. And lastly, designing and engineering. Now this is something where there is a lot of opportunities and scope to work on. A person can simply understand a lot about designing and engineering, especially when it comes to when they have this beautiful thing called technology. If you combine both engineering and technology or along with the design, you get wonders. So yes, a lot of hopes for all of us from metaverse. And yes, these are some basic things which I have covered. If there is anything you feel that yes, that could be something interesting and that could be a real offering for us from metaverse, then again, please do feel free to mention that in the chat box as well. Now, yes, we left live gaming in the beginning, so, in the middle. So yes, live gaming is again something very interesting for all of us. I mean, I don't know how many of you have been there or been part of the live gaming scenes, but yes, this could be one of the very live gaming, I'm really sorry. Live gaming could be one of the very interesting thing for all of us. Why I'm saying this? Because this is actually going on, because you must have seen Roblox or some other applications which they are actually creating a lot of stuff. They are creating a lot of applications and games where simply users can simply interact with each other. They can play with each other in real time. So yes, this could be another interesting thing. Interestingly, I'm sure all of you are very much aware about this particular brand, that is Nike. So Nike, along with Roblox, they have created a different game, a gaming application for metaverse, in which a person can simply go on, create his avatar, his or her avatar, and after that they can simply change, or they can try different shoes of Nike, and they can run in that, so that they can get this feeling that whether these are good or not, good enough or not. So yes, a lot of Fortnite is another very interesting and popular game nowadays, where you can simply create your avatar and play this game. Another very popular thing, both these things are very popular in the metaverse. So I just thought that this could be very interesting to share with all of you. And yes, Fortnite and Nike Land, these are the chartbusters these days. Moving forward, I'll quickly finish this presentation, this particular power slide that tells us about the 7 layers of the metaverse. Now, there is this gentleman called John Redoff who wrote a book called Building the Metaverse, which you can see in the bottom. So he simply explained metaverse in 7 different layers. What he tried to do, he just tried to explain it in a very simple manner, so that we can understand what basically metaverse is all about, how it has been created, and how importantly how it works. It's not just about how it's been created, but it is also how it works. So it's basically, it starts with the infrastructure, for which we need an 5G. Now, if there is any question that yes, if 5G is actually very important for us for this particular for metaverse, then my answer would be yes, this could be actually very important, because if you compare 4G versus 5G, 5G is way too higher in a lot of things. So yes, you cannot deny that yes, that 5G could be the best suitable thing for metaverse, because of course there will be a lot of data, there will be a lot of applications involved. So for that you need good internet speed. So because of that, it is very again important to have a good minimum bandwidth, as well as a 5G or something related to, or higher than that. I'm expecting too much, but yes, something related to that. Then we need a human interface. That could be a mobile phone, a smartphone, smart glasses. This could be your different gestures. There will be some gadgets which will be available very soon, which you just have to wear those gloves, or maybe some hand-like gloves, which you can simply help you to sense those things. So when you touch them, so yes, these things are already on working. So yes, there's still a lot of work which is yet to be done in metaverse. This is just the beginning, guys. To tell you all that this is just the beginning of metaverse. This is just the introduction. This is just the introductory phase. There's a lot to be explored, because just imagine the first time this word was used was in 1992. So it took almost 2 decades to identify that yes, this can be possible. 2 or 3 decades, I'm sorry. So this is a possibility that metaverse can be created. And now, once we have identified that, once people have identified that yes, it can be created, now it will take some time, but yes, sooner or later this will be one of the in thing. Decentralization, so that nothing is centralized. There should not be one person who should monitor this. It should be decentralized. Then spatial computing, again, how it works, these things are also very important. The technology which is involved in this is actually very important. One could be virtual reality, then another one could be augmented reality. These are the different types of technologies which can be used for metaverse. Then the creator economy. Now, to create something, we need things, we need tools to create some things. Like for an example, to create those avatars which I was talking about, to create there are things, people can create their own parks, their amusement parks, where they can call people, they can charge them for the visits of those amusement parks. I know for a few of you it may sound like really, but yes, this is actually happening. And this is the future, guys. Then comes the discovery part, where there is a lot of opportunity to discover a lot many things, and especially when it comes to organization. This could be advertisements, this could be how you can connect with your audience and all these things. And lastly, the experience, which is for the customer end. Now, how do you experience these things? This could be this could be related to shoppings, this could be related to sports, social gatherings, this could be related to live gaming. There could be a lot of many things about that as well. So yes, this was the basic understanding about the 7 layers of metaverse, which is trying to help us understand that how it has been created first, and how it works. So it's created on the following basis, and it works on the following terms, which is most importantly, that technology plays a very important role, as it is all a techie thing. Moving forward now, what is there for the marketers, like for the business organizations? What is available for them? The most important thing why we are here for, that is marketing in metaverse. Now, how you can market in a virtual world? It's like a never ending thing. There is a lot of options, there are a lot of things, as they believe that there is a lot of things which can be bought online. Similarly, there's a lot of things which can be sold. So similarly, if there is a thing called selling and buying happening, definitely there's a big space for advertising, or maybe you can call it marketing. So that's what we are here talking about. To start with, that marketing in metaverse is basically simply a continuous experiment. Like just because this is very new, this industry is very new, not everyone is aware about a lot many things. Not every organization is aware about a lot many things. That is the reason why you can see a very few have showed their interest initially, because not everyone is very much aware about what is happening inside metaverse, or what is metaverse all about. There's a lot of assumptions that it may be something fluke, or this is something totally created by Mark Zuckerberg or something like that. But no, it's not like that. This is something totally different. This is for everyone. Anybody can be part of it, and anybody can be detached to it. So first of all, this is a continuous experiment. That means there is always a lot of opportunities available for you on the internet, so that you can market your product, so that you can advertise your product. So yes, there could be, this is like a continuous thing. So there should not be an end to it. If this is not working, you can go for some another experiment. If this is not also working, that you can go for another experiment. Now, while I was talking about this, there's this one example came into my mind. I don't know how many of you can relate to that. There was this interesting, I would not say interesting, there was this superhero movie which came in Bollywood, that was Ravan. there they somehow showed augmented reality a bit. So yes, the best part why I quoted that particular movie over here is because that movie, once before the launch of that movie, they launched the character. After that, they launched the different gadgets which have been used by that particular character G1. And there was this doll. The G1 doll was also available in the market. So same time, similarly, what marketers can plan in the near future when it comes to metaverse, they can plan it for the both the worlds, even for the real world, as in like you can create some dolls for the real world, as well as you can plan something for the virtual world as well. So as I said, there's a lot of scope for experimenting in this particular industry, and I'm sure there will be a lot of new I would say there are a lot of new science which will come in this. So we should hope a lot. We should expect a lot out of the marketers out there in the world. Then the second point is the brand building. So I don't know, a very quick question, but I'm not sure whether I'll be getting a quick answer or not. So what builds a brand? It's the connection actually. It's basically the connection with the audience, with the consumers, with the customers, which if you'll remind them again and again about your brands, that is somehow you can build up some image. You have to be in their eyes for a longer time. You have to be in front of them most of the time, so that they should not forget you in any which way. So whenever there is something in your mind, click, there should be this thing in your mind, and it will be like, yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. Yes, this is the brand I'm looking forward to. So as metaverse will provide you n number of space when it comes to advertising space, of course, then you can build a very you can create a very great branding by using metaverse. Immersive experience, yes. Now be it like going for some shopping, maybe through for some apparels, for some clothing, or it could be you just want to try some new electronics, maybe some sound bar or maybe some speakers. So all these things, and even in fact automobiles, Hyundai, if I'm not wrong, Hyundai is the first company which have introduced some showrooms, virtual showrooms, to tell the customers, to make them understand how the things work at their end. They have given a virtual tour along with that, and yes, just like that, even a lot of companies can create such virtual tours for their organizations. They can create virtual offices where they can meet with their customers as in their avatars. Then comes the hybrid approach. Now hybrid is nowadays a very popular word, uh, special thanks to corona, because this thing only made us go for this hybrid mode where we can go for virtual and real world both. So similarly, as it has been going on these days, a lot can be improvised in this, and yes, of course, a hybrid approach can be uh, followed for good marketing, as a good marketing strategy. Then virtual showrooms, many of the designers, they have already introduced, or they have already entered the metaverse with their projects, where they are simply showcasing their product, they're simply showcasing their designs, and just by the use of metaverse. Smart contracts, yes, this is another very interesting thing. Now you do not have to use those paperwork. There are a lot of money, and there's a lot of papers involved. So though no paper is involved, you'll simply get a smart contracts. You do not have to worry a lot about all these things. Then comes the customer relations, one of the most important and crucial part of any business organization, I would say. I believe that customer relation is one of the most important thing for any type of business, because until and unless you do not know what your customers demand or what is their need, you cannot fulfill, or you cannot succeed in your business. So the first most important thing is you have to create relations with your customers. Now how you can relate relations with your customers? By simply understanding what exactly their need is. First you need to be their friends. They need to understand their needs, what basically their needs are, and accordingly you have to fit in your product into their need. If you'll simply go ahead and sell your product, that will not work. You'll simply go, hi, this is the beautiful thing I have for you and you have to buy it. Nobody will say. Go talk to them, ask some questions that, yes, hi, my name is this, I belong to this. What are you into? What are your interests? What are your likes? What are all these things? After that, just try to understand what is the need of that particular person at that particular moment. And there you have to fit in your product or service, which can be actually a very good strategy for business, especially for customer relations. So yes, as what I was talking to all of you, this could have been this could be very difficult for me if I have to talk to like this to every person one on one in a real world. I'm talking about. But when I talk about metaverse, it becomes a cakewalk for me. So I do not have to do a lot many things. I just have to wear my glasses and that's all. I'll meet this person. Once I'm done with this, I'll just meet another person. So that's how you can build up a very good customer relations through metaverse. Then acquisitions and mergers, because there will be big fishes who would like to grab some small fishes to become more bigger. So this will definitely happen because there will be a lot of opportunity. There could be some people who are very good with their products, but they're not good with the technology. So what can happen, like people or maybe organizations which are very good with their products, they might collaborate with companies which are very good with the technology, maybe with some IT companies, some software companies. So together they can build up something better for the metaverse. Like for an example, Nike recently collaborated with RKKFT. Yes, RKKFT is the word of the company which with whom Nike got collaborated, and they are now creating virtual sneakers. Isn't it beautiful? Virtual sneakers. So soon you will create an avatar, and after that avatar will wear a Nike sneaker. And for that Nike sneaker, you have to pay the same amount what you have to pay in a real world. So this is the future, guys, and there should be a lot many things we should be ready with. And for that, the most important thing is learning and development. So somebody have said me long back, this has been said by, I think, some great person, that nothing is constant. So this is this time. So we will not be having the same time again. We will not be, growth is something which is the only thing which can help you for any time in the real world. So if you are not growing in that way, you are very much limited to some up to some certain extent, and that could be really problematic for you in the near future. But if you'll go with the flow, if you'll grow with the flow, that will definitely help you out. So that is the need of the hour, guys. We need to learn a lot and develop ourselves with so many things, especially when it comes to technology. I still believe there are so many people who feel not that much comfortable with technology, but yes, this is a high time for us to get associated with technology, to learn some new things which are actually very important for us, and especially when it comes to metaverse, as we can see that this is the future. This is going to be the future for us. So there's a lot of opportunity, there's a lot of hopes. I'm not saying that you have to learn some applications, or you have to learn some languages. If you can do that, that would be great. But yes, a general a basic understanding about technology, especially metaverse, is actually the need of the hour. Why? Because in the near future, as you can see, as what we talked about in the presentation as well, that in the near future, this is going to be the most important thing. This is going to be the next big thing. So we should be prepared for it. That's what my concern is, that just upgrade yourself with everything new. Whatever comes to you, just try to learn new things. Like this is what the first and this is what the most important thing that I would like to suggest all of you. I think there are some questions, I think. Okay, so I'll quickly take you through with the challenges, and after that we will be taking the questions. So to start with, the challenges which the metaverse might face. Of course, these are some common challenges that I will be addressing. This is not something new or out of the world, but there's just one important thing, that is the technological requirement. because in the other technological things there is not much requirement, but when it comes to metaverse you need some gadgets like VR headsets, or maybe you need some 5G speed or something like that, or maybe high speed high processor computers or something like that will be required. So that could be one of the big challenge, because not everybody can afford that. So that could be one of the biggest challenge. Maybe in the near future even that will not be a challenge, but yes, this could be one thing. Second could be fraud. Now we all know how badly it can happen and how deeply it can affect things. Then comes the bullying part. I believe this is the most demeaning thing one can do in his life or her life, by bullying someone, because I've seen some cases being associated with the college students for almost 4 to 5 years. I've seen many cases, especially being a counselor. Students come to me with their doubts, with their issues. But I believe bullying is done by some people who are not sure about themselves, or maybe who are not confident about themselves. So if you're confident about who you are, please do not ever bully anyone. For fun also, you never know, it may be fun for some people and it can be real serious thing for some people. So bullying, again, whether it's online or offline, if you're into anything like that, please avoid that. Then cybercrime, yes, another big issue, another big concern, and nothing can be done because everything which is on the internet can be hacked. There's not 100% surety about that. So yes, that could be one of the another reason. Next could be cheating. Yes, there could be a lot of cheat and fraud, which I was talking about. There could be a lot of things which can be talked about. And lastly, there will be some antisocial behavior, which most of the people are very good with, especially us. So yes, these are the things which I believe are the basic challenges for the metaverse. I hope if these things can be considered, then a lot can be changed. A lot of good vibes can be created. So yes, I think that that will be all. Now I will be happy to have some questions. Nida, if you can help me with that.
Wonderful session, sir. Really an excellent one and highly informative. So I hope all of our audience would have received a good number of information about the metaverse from our speaker, Professor Rahul. So now the platform is open for the questions. Please put your question in the chat box. We'll take it from there.
I forgot to add, Professor Mathulakshmi, very interestingly, she shared that there was this marriage happened on metaverse. So yes, this is again something interesting and good to know that people are already accepting this technology in their lives. Especially they are spending like their most important days of their life, they are spending on virtually, not on real world. So yes, this is again something to appreciate, that yes, people are actually accepting metaverse.
So we have received a first question from Deep Kumar. Sir, don't you think addiction of metaverse could lead to adverse effect on mental health?
Hi Deep, thank you so much for your question. I believe addiction to anything can result in adverse effect, no matter whatever you do. So excess of anything can be disastrous. So there has to be something which has to be done for to keep in control on this particular thing. That is a very another big challenge for the metaverse people, because at times after a certain point it would be really difficult for us to hold back ourselves, because as we can see, maybe I was actually laughing at that particular time and I heard that someone just spent 3 lakhs rupees on a Gucci bag, that was on virtual world. But maybe in the near future, me and you also will buy something on the virtual world. So we never know what will happen next. We cannot predict the future. But yes, of course, definitely this could be really problematic if this will be addictive. And of course, this will be addictive. So there has to be this personal thing involved with yourself, that there has to be some control on yourself. I think once we will be entering into this metaverse, after that we will be coming out of that metaverse so that we can get out of the real, so that we can get out of the virtual one and join into the real world back again. So maybe this is like an evolution we are going through, something like that. But yes, of course, that is something very, very important.
Deep, I hope you have received your answer from sir. So, sir, we have another question from Satak Sharma. He is one of our most active participant throughout the public lecture series. His question is, Mark Zuckerberg always focus on the bigger picture, where he started with Facebook, but then he saw people moving to WhatsApp and Instagram, so he thought these platforms as well. And maybe they don't have the first movers advantage, but they'll buy the company who are developing in providing these services. Or don't let them grow. And if someone service through this, they will have very narrow choice as a business. So won't this be a monopoly where Mark Zuckerberg will rule this?
Definitely not. I'm sorry, the name was Sarthak, right?
Sarthak,
Hi,
yes,
Sarthak.
sir.
Thank you for your question. Another very interesting question. So, just to address that thing, that initially during my presentation, also I mentioned that this is not just for the Zuckerberg thing. This is not this metaverse doesn't belong to Mark Zuckerberg himself. Anybody can be part of it. You, Sarthak, yourself can also create a company, and this is the best part. Like, if we talk about the advantages of metaverse, then this could be one of the biggest advantage of metaverse, that it can create a lot of, or it can provide a lot of opportunities to every young individual who want to enter into any type of industry, be it any type of startup you want to start with. You do not have to go for big offices. You can simply do it on virtual modes. So of course there is nothing which will be like a monopoly. That is the reason why it is decentralized. It is not centralized, that only one person will take care of this. There will be people involved. There will be a bunch of people. Anybody can be part of it. Microsoft have already invested. This is a technology. Internet is not a monopoly of Mark Zuckerberg. Similarly, metaverse will not be a monopoly for Mark Zuckerberg as well. So he has no doubt. We can mention his great skills in that sense. Definitely, he have captured the whole market, as you rightly said. But at the same time, you cannot call it a monopoly. It's up to you. If you don't want to use it, it's up to you. You can simply stop using it. It's up to us. So yes, it's not the organizations which runs us. It's the consumers which runs the organizations. That is the most important thing as a consumer, which we need to understand.
Thank you, sir. Sarthak, I hope you have received your answer. So, sir, we have another question from Purni. Her question is India really ready for metaverse? These days, we are looking forward towards the 5G, but in most of the places, even 4G is not available.
There was a time when even the network was not used to come in my bedroom also. But things change. It takes time. So we cannot predict anything that, yes, are we ready? We have to be ready. Until and unless we will not be ready, there will be somebody else who will be leading. So why not we should lead? Of course, there is a lot of groundwork, ground reality, which we need to check, groundwork, which we have to do. But of course, in the near future, we have to be ready, and we are almost ready. Like, just look at these companies who are running these big companies, be it Google, be it Microsoft. Who are the main people behind that? All the Indians, right? So I don't know. I don't feel that we are not ready. Of course, we are not practically that much ready. But yes, in the near future, we cannot say that we will not be ready ever. We have to be ready. We have to work on it so that we can be ready.
So, sir, we can say that as the market changes every second, so even the Indians will adapt the metaverse very soon.
Of course, of course. See, the only way to grow is to go with the growth, to grow with the flow. I'm sorry, to grow with the flow. That's the most important thing. So if you'll not grow with the flow, in that way, you'll be left out. So in any which way, if you'll be left out, that then you have to start again, and there will be a problem to start at that point of time. So it's better to adapt things. As we can see, the rest of the whole world is somehow investing or maybe involving in it. So maybe we cannot delay it for a longer period. I guess we have to be ready at very soon, I guess.
So thank you so much, sir. So we have another question that as the companies are investing in the metaverse, so is this the platform for open for even the common man?
I didn't get it. I'm sorry.
As the companies are investing, mostly the tech companies are investing in the metaverse, so will this be the open platform for the common man?
It has, that is the whole idea behind it, so that everybody can be on this particular platform. Everybody can come over here, they can trade things, they can like what Facebook is doing, they are not doing anything, they will be simply creating a virtual world. I think there was this lady called Rebecca White. She beautifully explained one thing, that there are three places. First place is your home, where you live. Second place is your workplace, where you work, where you earn money,
And where
right?
we call it as a second home.
Yes, that's your call a second home. And there then after comes the third place. Now this is that third place where you go and spend some good time, some relaxing time, maybe with your family, with your friends. So this is what they are trying to create, the third place where you can go out with your friends, you can watch some movies together, you can go out for some live concerts, you can play games with each other, you can go on for shopping, or people are even getting married on that. So there's a lot of things.
Thank you, sir. Audience, if we can have the more questions on this. We have a pretty long question from Anil. Considering present network technology development, an average person gets 4.2 Mbps. But we know metaverse is something that's going to happen in 5G. Considering an average salary of an Indian in present situation, a person should pay likely near 700 rupees per day to access the facilities of metaverse. Do you think that an average Indian can afford this?
Definitely not. Definitely not an average Indian. Now, where we are even getting the 5G speed? Nowhere, right? It's not even introduced properly. So Rome was not built in a day, Akhil. It will take a lot of time. This is not something we are talking about the present. We're talking about the future. This is not something which will happen today, tomorrow, or maybe in the upcoming year. It will take a lot more time than that, because this is just, as you can see, it took 3 decades to identify what metaverse is all about and whether we can do it practically or not. They identified, and yes, they accepted that yes, we can actually implement these things. And once they have identified, now it will take some time for all the tech people, for the techies. And yes, of course, if not now, then in the near future, definitely, if you can notice, the spending getting increased, right? The income status of the people of India is also getting increased. So by the end, by the commencement of metaverse, I hope everyone will get enough money, everyone will be having enough salary, so that it can be affordable for all. That is the, as what we said, that this could be one of the biggest challenge. As you can see, the first point which I mentioned in challenges was this only, the technicality, because we everybody cannot afford that. Of course nobody can afford 5G, of course nobody can afford those VR glasses as well. So of course this will take some time, but yes, in the near future, this has to be it. We have to adapt it, there's no other way.
So, thank you so much, sir. We have another question from Sarthak again. The metaverse is affecting the young kids, and as we have already seen, young kids committing crimes to buy skins in digital games. Won't this lead to a negative word of mouth, and how could this be resolved?
I believe there has to be some parameters which these organizations, these applications which have to create. First of all, until and unless they will not have some surveillance about these particular thing, this will happen again and again, and which is actually very disappointing. But again, with great powers come great responsibilities, and at times we have to be responsible enough for our surrounding, because if we can see that yes, this thing can actually become the next most important big thing, in that case, uh, everything can start with your surrounding. If you can make your surrounding better, I'm very much sure that the world will be much better for you. So yes, this could be a real problem, this could be a big challenge, because there is no surveillance. But I guess that is the reason why a lot of the applications are banned these days. And I'm sure the Indian government will definitely take some proper actions, or maybe some better actions for such cases in the near future. Once it will be all full-fledged started, once it will commence in full-fledged, definitely there will be some sort of surveillance should be there. And I guess this is not something which you and me are discussing. This has been a discussion with everyone who is talking about technology, that this could be one of the biggest drawback or maybe a limitation. So of course there must be a lot of people working on it, how they can resolve it. Yes, you're very much right, you're very much correct that yes, this may lead to negative bad mouthing or negative word of mouth. But of course, if there will be some sort of good responsible behavior from our end, we can actually see the world changing again.
Thank you, sir. We have the question from Parvez Khan. So, wouldn't this metaverse lead to laziness and a virtual addiction?
Oh yes, definitely it will be. This will make people more lazy, because this is the biggest again drawback which we can count on. Because what will happen, you do not have to move out of your place. Everything will happen on your fingertips. You do not have to get out of your room, you do not have to get out of your bed itself. Everything will be right there. So of course there will be a lot of laziness. But why do we think of that thing? Why not we think that how much time we will be having to spend or to learn new things? So instead of being or considering it a laziness, it can also provide a lot of, if you're good with time management, you can do a lot many things in that limited time which you have dedicated for one particular job. So yes, laziness, it all depends on the person. Virtual addiction, it all depends on your personal control, I believe. Because even as of now also, what else will change? Even nowadays also I can see small kids like 6 months, 8 months, more than a year, less than a year, and they are very much addicted to mobile phones. If they don't see mobile phones, they will not even sleep, or they will not even stop crying, or something like that will happen. I'm sure you must have seen in your surroundings or in your neighborhoods. But yes, this has to be, this change we have to bring it on ourselves only. Because nobody is asking you to use this. First of all, nobody is asking you to be lazy. Nobody is asking you to delay your things or procrastinate things. Nobody is asking you to get addicted to it. It's up to you. You are the one who have decided that okay, fine, for the next 1 hour I will be wasting my time on Facebook, just scrolling down some useless reels of stupid people. Or it could be, or you can even think of that, okay, fine, I will rather decide one particular book and read out some really interesting pages of that particular book. So the ball is in your court. It's up to us what whether we have to hit the ball or we just have to keep the ball.
Thank you, sir. Um, our audience have received huge information about the metaverse. I hope now who all were not even aware about the metaverse and how the metaverse world looks like. So rather than going ahead and creating their virtual world now, or you can call like a real world now, even the people will even think of virtual world too. As from a long time, we have the online games in picture, and the people were already feeling this, and now the that virtual world has got a new name as named as metaverse. So audience, do we have any further questions? So I think we have end to the session of really an informative session for all of us. It was a good learning session for me as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nida. Thank you everyone for being part of this program, and I wish you all the best for your near future. And just my parting words, I would like to add a few lines to all of you, that wherever you are, whatever you do, please make your surroundings feel good about yourself. Nothing can be good until and unless you and your surroundings are not good. So be positive around yourself, make things positive around yourself, think positive, be positive, not corona positive, right? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful evening ahead. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone. So here we end with the public lecture series, and we'll be back very soon with the new series of ours. Thank you so much. The feedback link is already given. Kindly go ahead and fill the form. Thank you so much.